Hey my lovelies, I hope you're all safe and well. It's Mitch here. I'm just coming on to do this Monday's guidance reading. So I feel very connected today to work with the MJ Cullion, the Guardian of the Night Tarot. I've not really worked with this very much, but it's a really cool deck. Just want to say before we look at the cards, a huge thank you to everybody that came to support the events over the weekend. We had Hungerford on the Saturday and we had Martok on the Sunday. So thank you very much if you came to support any of those. There was a lot of love, there was a lot of magic, there was a lot of beautiful connections from the world of spirit and some awesome guidance via the tarot. So let's have a little look at these and let's see where the energies are taking us this week. So these are the cards. Let's give them a knock. Let's give them a shuffle. Let's just see what the energies are, what the message is for the week ahead. So just channeling these cards for the highest of good. Let's see where the energies are taking us. Ooh, okay, don't panic. We're going into the card of death. I really like the pictation of this card as well. Look at that beautiful owl. So death is all about the end of anything restrictive. It's the end of anything negative. And it's this sense of like, how do I put it into words? You're being really encouraged at the moment to be real, to be honest with yourself. So I don't necessarily see it as a physical death, although if you have people around you that are on end of life, obviously have an awareness for that. But usually death shows up when like aspects of our world are becoming a little bit unsustainable. You know, something is happening or something is going on within our life and it's not bringing us happiness, it's not bringing us peace, it's not bringing us that in-house harmony anymore. And something has to give, something has to change, something has to be acknowledged for something of better merit, of better beauty to amplify, to flourish, to become. So with the death card, you know, it's about you being brave enough to make some changes within your world. So if you know that there are certain things that you're sort of, you know, allowing or accepting or making do with, it's this kind of realization of like, maybe those things are not actually good enough. Maybe they're not actually giving you that in-heart energy. Maybe they're not actually allowing for peace to prevail. I had it with one of my clients yesterday. They were tolerating a certain action from a behavior of a person, and spirit and the tarot were really saying like, it's not good enough, you deserve so much more. But that person just wasn't really willing to let it go because, you know, in their mind, I sort of felt like there was just this, they felt that that was all they were good for. And like spirit were really saying, there's so much more for you if you can just break away from that, really. So sometimes death can be a bit scary, it can be a bit unfamiliar, it can be a bit overwhelming. Sometimes we can fear the changes that are taking place and are happening, but essentially death wants to close any sort of doors that don't open, that don't work for you, and it wants to set yourself free. It's like a card of rebirth. And I think one thing that people really forget with the death card is it wants to create a situation in which change happens, but not only changes happen, it's about welcoming in peace. So I always feel with death, you know, it is awful when we lose somebody to the spirit world, but their soul is set free. They're not in pain. They're not battling. They've welcomed and allowed peace with that transition, that transformation. And so death is actually really wanting to bring in peace within your world. And if you're not living a peaceful life, or if there's stuff going on that's feeling a little bit intrusive or a little bit overwhelming or a little bit loud, only you can make those changes. But it's like, be brave enough, because the owl has this big wingspan. The owl is kind of old and wise, maybe not old, but certainly wise, and they have this higher consciousness. So it's time to set yourself free. It's not living in this cycle of I'm just going to accept my lot. It's actually giving yourself permission that no, I want to have better. I'm going to give myself permission to start to receive better. So death is closing off from the things that don't serve, that don't work. Some doors may have to close, but as soon as those doors close off, some new doors are already starting to open. Some beautiful experiences, some beautiful connections can already start to manifest beyond all of that stuff. Okay, so death, like I say, it's often a time of rebirth, but it really wants to bring in peace into our world. And if aspects and areas of your life are really not peaceful, and if you know that they're not, don't suppress it. Don't kid yourself that things are going to get better. Take action, take control, give yourself permission to receive something of higher value, of better merit, of better quality, because that's wanting to come in with this card. So an interesting time. I hope you can make sense of this. I'm going to leave that kind of card with you. Keep shining bright, look after yourselves. Just want to say a couple of cheeky shouts. Thank you very much for everybody that is supporting me on the Spirit Magic Tour. We have Bristol happening on Friday. It's the official opening night of my Spirit Magic Tour. So I'm very, very excited to be demoing down in Longwell Green. We do have the beautiful Dawn Energy Witch. She will be with us and she will have her stall. So if you're wanting any sort of spiritual and witchy bits, bring some extra pennies because she will be on hand to help with that stuff. And then Saturday I'm having a day off, and then on Sunday I'm over at Carpe Nocem in Frome. It's the new witchy shop, and I'll be doing a day of reads 11 until 4. I think there are maybe some afternoon spaces still available, so if you're wanting to see me on Sunday for an in-person reading, you'll be able to sort of check in with the shop, and Bex can advise you on what spaces are available. Thank you to everyone that has been supporting the tour. I'm really hoping that we don't have to cancel any more of the dates. So fingers crossed enough of you are supporting so as many of those dates can go ahead. So going to leave it with you. Keep shining bright. Death is often seen as that rebirth and that time for sort of transformation. And yeah, just keep shining, and I will connect with you again very soon. Much love. Take care. Bye for now.